Hello and welcome to Vision Institute. I welcome you all to our YouTube channel. Namaste and a very good morning to our YouTube channel. Welcome to our YouTube channel and welcome to Daily Dose of Vocabulary that is based on the Hindu editorials. So like every day I'm again here with top 10 vocabulary words based on the Hindu editorials. So let us start our session with our motivational line for today. Let us see what is our motivational line for today. For today, our motivational line is nobody can go back and start a new beginning, but anyone can start today and make a new ending. So what is the meaning of this motivational line? We should get motivated with this line. What does the line mean? Nobody can go back and start a new beginning. So what can we do that? This is not in our hands, because once we have started, we cannot go back to our past and change our beginning. So the way that we have begun, that the way that we started our course, we started our preparation, we cannot change that, right? Or whatever we have started, we cannot change that, because now we are in our present time and we have left behind our past. So we cannot change our past, but what is in our hands is to change our future. So what can we do? We cannot change our beginning, but we can change our ending. So without wasting our time, not wasting our time in thinking that this we could have done this, we could have done that, or I could have started like this, I could have started like that. So without wasting your time thinking all these things, we can think about how to end our course, or how to end it very well, very nicely, right? So that is something that we think that is something that we should spend our time in, because in that case, like this, our time will be utilized in a good thing, something that is very productive, that is going to be productive. But if we waste our time thinking about we shouldn't have started like this, we should have started like that, that will not make sense, and it is not going to change your beginning, it is not going to change your life the way you started. So without wasting time like this, we should put our time, we should utilize our time making a new ending, making a good ending, making a better ending for us. That is in our hands, right? So with this motivation for today, let us see what is our first word. Our first word for today is expedient. Alright, so expedient is an adjective जिसका meaning हिंदी में होता है उचित, or you can say in English it means suitable to the circumstances, appropriate. So something that is appropriate in this kind of circumstance, that is called expedient. Synonyms can be convenient, advantageous, prudent. These can be the synonyms. Opposite words can be useless, inappropriate, fruitless. These can be the opposite words. How to use it in a sentence? While the patient has no insurance, it is expedient that the hospital staff take all life-saving methods regardless of their costs. So as the patient did not have any medical insurance, the hospital staff should not keep that in hold, and it is their responsibility. It is appropriate, it is suitable for the hospital staff to take all life-saving methods, and they should not think about the costs. They should save the patient at first, right? Let us see our next word. Our next word is stopgap. So stopgap is a noun जिसका मीनिंग होता है or you can, in English you can say, a temporary way of dealing with a problem or satisfying a need. Basically it's a temporary manner, it's a temporary method or a temporary way to deal with a problem, right? So that is called stopgap. So I am dealing with a problem, I have a temporary method of dealing with this problem, or I am satisfying a need which is temporary in nature, it is not permanent, right? So that is called stopgap. Synonyms can be makeshift, substitute, temporary. These can be the synonyms. The opposite words can be permanent, completed, finished, sustained. These can be the antonyms. How to use it in a sentence? Candles are a stopgap when the electricity fails. So candles are a temporary solution when electricity fails. Means when we have a power cut, then candles become a stopgap. That means it is a savior, or it acts as a temporary solution to the problem of power cut, right? Let us see our next word. So we have our first idiomatic expression for today. What is our first idiom for today? Let us see what is our first idiom for today. It is a clothing idiom again. So basically it's a clothing idiom. What is the meaning of this? On a shoestring, or get along on a shoestring. What is the meaning of get along on a shoestring? It means to survive on limited budget. So get along on a shoestring means to survive on limited budget. That means that I am spending my life, I am surviving on a very low budget, right? I am not spending a lot of money. I don't have a lot of money, so I have a low budget, right? That is called on a shoestring, or get along on a shoestring. Right, how to use it in a sentence? Living below her means she gets along on a shoestring. So living below her means, that means she is living below her means of living, or living on a very low budget, in a low income, right? That is called on a shoestring. Our next word is gaping. G-A-P-I-N-G, gaping. Gaping is an adjective जिसका मीनिंग हिंदी में होता है खुला हुआ, something that is wide open, that is called gaping. Or in English you can say of a hole or wound that is wide open. Wound means something that hurt us, or in Bengali we say khoto. Okay, so if somebody gets wounded, then the place where the wound is, the place where the infection is called wound. All right, or something, the place where the person got hurt is called the wound. So something that is wide open is called gaping. Synonyms can be open, agape, staring, unclosed. Antonyms can be shut, closed, clamp, blocked. These can be the opposite words. How to use it in a sentence? The bomb had left gaping holes in the wall. So due to the bomb blast, what happened that in the wall there were gaping holes. That means the holes that were wide open, right? That is called gaping. What is our next word? Our next word is yawning gap. Yawning gap is a noun जिसका meaning होता है बड़ा फासला. Okay, yawning gap. In English you can say very large difference between two groups, things, or people. So when there is a difference between two group of people, or two groups, or two people, two things, there is a vast difference, that is called yawning gap. Synonyms can be huge gap, large gap, enormous gap. Antonyms can be subtle difference, fine line. These can be the opposite words. How to use it in a sentence? The yawning gap between work and home can be welcome. Okay, so the large difference between work and home, that means your professional life and personal life, can be welcome. So there should be a gap between your personal life and your professional life. That is called yawning gap. Right, our next word is rationale. So rationale is an adjective. Rationale is an adjective which means an explanation given to justify something. So I want to justify something. I want to answer your question, which justifies my answer. So I need to justify my answer, means why I am answering this. There should be reasons, right? That is called justification, right? That is called rationale. Okay, so this is a very common word. Generally you will find it where questions are asked to you. It is written there, give a proper rationale to your answer, means justification or explanation to your answer, right? Synonyms can be reason, justification, logic. Okay, opposite words can be effect. So how to use it in a sentence? The judge asked the young man to explain his rationale for stealing a police car. So judge asked the young man, or the judge asked the accused person that explain me, what is the reason that you stole a police car? So what is your explanation? What is your say that on your stealing of a police car? Why did you stole a police car, right? Why did you steal a police car? So explain me that. That is called rationale, right? So our next idiomatic expression for today is old hat. Okay, old hat is again a clothing idiom. What is the meaning of old hat? Not new and has been used for a long time. Basically something that is used for a long time is called old hat. How to use it in a sentence? I have been using my red wallet for many years now. So I have a red wallet, red colored wallet. I have used it for many years. It is an old hat, and a lucky one at that. Okay, so I think my wallet is very lucky, and it is now an old hat because I have been using it for many years. Right, our next word is dubious. Dubious is an adjective जिसका मीनिंग हिंदी में होता है संदिग्ध, और यू कैन से संदिग्ध मीनिंग इज इन इंग्लिश दैट मीन्स हेजिटेटिंग और डाउटिंग. So if you are doubting somebody or if you are doubting someone, something, okay, in Hindi you can say अगर आपको शक हो, if you cannot completely trust that person or trust that thing, in Bengali you can say সন্দেহ করা, that is called dubious. Alright, synonyms can be unsure, doubtful, uncertain, incertain, okay. Antonyms can be sure, certain, uncertainty, diffidence, okay. These can be the opposite words. How to use in a sentence? Because John had a drinking problem, I was dubious about going to a bar with him. So John had a drinking problem, that means John had a problem that he drinks alcohol in an excessive limit. That is why I was dubious, means I was doubting, I was hesitating about going to a bar with him because he has a drinking problem. Right, let us see our next word. Our next word is deliberate. Deliberate is a very common word, it is an adjective. In Hindi you can say जानबूझकर कुछ करना, okay. जानबूझकर कुछ करना, और in Bengali you can say इच्छे करे किछु करा, that is called deliberate mistake, right? So we tend to use this word deliberate mistake. It was a deliberate mistake, that means you did it on your consent, you did it by knowing everything, that is a deliberate mistake. Right, so what is the meaning in English? Done consciously and intentionally. So if you are hurting somebody intentionally by knowing everything in your senses, that means that you are making a deliberate mistake, or you are making a deliberate deliberate fault, okay. Synonyms can be conscious, meticulous, premeditated or meditated, or you can say antonyms can be careless, heedless, ignorant, imprudent. These can be the opposite words. How to use it in a sentence? We need to deliberate our rest stops before we make hotel reservation for the road trip. So we want to make a road trip, but before that we need to deliberate our rest stops, because if you are going on a road trip, there must be some rest stations where you need to rest, okay. On your road trip you need to stop at places, stop at any dhaba or any food stalls or any junctions where you need to stop and take rest, okay. And so before doing some hotel reservations, you need to verify the deliberate or you need to deliberate your rest stops. Right, our next word is fracas. Fracas is a noun which means in Hindi kolahal, okay. So fracas means jhamela basically. In English you can say a noisy disturbance or quarrel. So somebody quarreling among themselves, that is called a noisy disturbance, where you have a noise coming out of that quarrel. Right, synonyms can be altercation, bickering, brawl, brouhaha. Antonyms can be agreement, calm, harmony, peace. These can be the opposite words. How to use it in a sentence? The husband and wife were fined by the judge for starting a fracas in court. So the husband and wife started fighting in a court, inside the courtroom. They started fighting, or they started quarreling with each other. That is why the husband and wife were fined by the judge. So the judge put a fine on them because they started quarreling inside the court, right? Let us see. So we have our next idiomatic expression. What is our next idiomatic expression? This is again a clothing idiom. What is it? Line one's own pockets. So what is the meaning of lining one's own pockets? The meaning of this is earning money from shady deals. So earning money from shady deals means shady means something black, okay. So you are not earning money in a right manner. So basically you are earning money by any illegal process. That is called earning money from shady deals. So line one's own pockets. How to use it in a sentence? Let's see. The politician lined his own pockets with bribery from people who want to win big ticket government projects. So the politician, what did he do? He lined his own pockets. That means he took bribe, okay. He accepted bribe from the people. He accepted bribe from some big people, from some rich people who wanted some big tickets on government projects. So maybe you want some government projects, or you want your business to be there in government projects. So you bribed the politician and took the project, and so that you get a monetary gain and your business expands. Okay, so the politician, what did he do? Accepting bribe means lined his own pockets, right? So let us see what is our next word. Our next word is inherent. Inherent is again very easy word and a very common word. It is an adjective जिसका meaning हिंदी में होता है निहित, or you can say in English existing in something as a permanent, essential or characteristic attribute. So something that is permanent or essential or characteristic attribute, that is called inherent. Synonyms can be intrinsic, innate, fundamental, basic. Antonyms can be superficial, exterior, extraneous, extrinsic. These can be the opposite words. How to use it in a sentence? As a parent, I have certain inherent rights regarding how I choose to raise my children. That means these are the inherent rights. That means it comes as a responsibility which you cannot deny. So it comes as a responsibility with something. If you marry somebody, if I am a boy, okay, if say I'm a boy, I'm marrying a woman, okay, I'm marrying a girl, then to take up the responsibility of that girl and to take up the responsibility of her needs and everything, that comes inherently. Okay, so it is a responsibility that you cannot deny, and it comes as a responsibility with that marriage. Okay, so like the same thing as a parent, if I become parent to a child, this is my inherent right. So this is my inherent right, that how I raise my children. So how I raise up my children, how I educate them, or how I raise them up to good human beings, that is completely upon me. So that is my inherent rights. Right, let us see our last word. Our last word for today, our last vocab for today is unleash. Unleash we have done many times. This word is very important. Unleashing. Unleash is a verb. In Hindi it means unmukt. In Bengali also we say unmukto kora. Basically it means to suddenly release a violent force that cannot be controlled. So basically there a violent force by which something breaks, okay, or something is released, that is called unleash. Synonyms can be unchain, unfetter, unshackle, vent. Antonyms can be confine, enchain, fetter, bridle. These can be the opposite words. How to use it in a sentence? Following our trip to the park, I will unleash the dog once we get inside the fence so it can run free. So following our trip to the park, so we are going on a trip to the park. I will unleash the dog once we get inside the fence. So when we get inside the barrier, maybe the park is fenced. That means it is surrounded by a fence. Fence, what is the meaning of fence? It is basically it's a barrier. Okay, it is not a permanent kind of a nature. It's not a wall. It's not a concrete wall. It is a fence. Okay, it's a temporary kind of nature. Maybe it is fence is generally made up of wood. Okay, so it is a barrier which is used to surround the park so that people cannot go out of the park or the dogs cannot enter the park. That is the fence. Okay, so when we get inside the fence, I will unleash the dog. That means I will open the chain of the dog when we enter the park, when we enter inside the fence, so that the dog can run freely. Right, so this is our top 10 vocabulary words. This is all about today's top 10 vocabulary words based on the Hindu editorials. I hope you liked it. If you have any queries, if you have any questions, you can write to us in the comment section. And if you have any other questions also, you can also write to me in the comment section. I will obviously answer your questions, all your queries. And if you like the video, then please click the like icon and comment in our videos Also share it with your friends and relatives who need these kind of videos. And if you are new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe our channel and click the bell icon so that you get all the recent updates whenever a new video is posted. Thank you. See you in the next class. Till then, take care. Goodbye.